Let me introduce myself first. My name is Abdul Rahman, one of the senior lecturers from UKM, LTSM, focusing on robotics and AI. So basically, we have it's not about me for today. Okay, we are just from machine learning and vision lab, try to create a seminar, okay, which is public seminar, which might be useful for all of you. Okay, Dr. Umar keep asking me when. Okay, and then he is so excited to share. He said to share to Ibu Pertiwi. That's the word. Okay, to share some of knowledge to you. Hopefully, you can ask a lot of questions. Okay. So Dr. Umar, a little bit of him. So basically, he's one of my friends doing my PhD work in UTM. So he has 10 years knowledge in control system, okay, in ADAS and autonomous vehicle, and more than 10 projects on driverless technology, in the robotics and autonomous surface vessel. Okay, so he previously worked with Movita Limited, okay, and currently in Sensible 4 in Finland. It's quite I think you can Google it. So he asked me don't tell the company, but I guess if you Google it, then you will find the company itself. Right. Now working in autonomous vehicle as especially for focusing on extreme environments, work for AV in bad weather. Okay, and have published books, K2 books, and becoming some of the editorial board in academic editorial such as International Journal of Vehicle Design, SAE, International Journal of Connected and Automated Vehicles, EAI, Asian Journal, and Prentice E journals. Okay, that's what you mentioned to me from his biography. Maybe we can share a lot to you. Okay, now currently in Finland. Okay, so hopefully he can share a lot of information to us. Okay, what are the directions, what are the demands, and what are the current technology there. Okay, so without further ado, I leave it to I give the floor to Umar Zakir, Dr. Umar Zakir, to start the presentations. Okay, please.
Okay, so I will start my presentation. Good morning and maybe afternoon or good evening to the people in Malaysia, and maybe I think some people from UK or something also join. So yeah, I was thinking to present this in Bahasa Melayu at first because it is always my ambition to talk about technology in Bahasa. But yeah, since there is like also international students, so I think it will be good if we use a language that everyone understands. So, but the title is Kisah Saya, which is my story, and my story in connected and autonomous vehicle. This is quite a new field. Well, the research is not a new field, but the journey is quite new in the market. So I'm going to first briefly explain about myself, and then we will take it from there with questions and answer. And then Hadi, if you notice some crack or break in my voice, please straight away tell me.
Okay, sure.
Okay, so just for a quick disclaimer is that opinions expressed in this presentation is solely of mine and do not express the view or opinions of the organization that the presenter, which is me, and that I am affiliated with. So what is like connected and autonomous vehicles? It's quite famous nowadays. Everyone is saying that autonomous vehicle is the future. Not everyone, but most of the people. And then what does this mean? Is it just like vehicle moving around without passenger? So on a surface level, connected means that vehicle is connected to each other, or maybe to environment, or maybe to traffic light. So there is like connectivity within the vehicle and outside of the vehicle to the vehicle. And then autonomous means that the vehicle itself is able to operate without the, what they call it, presence of the driver, and it has the ability to also react to whatever uncertainty that is happening on the road. So a little bit to the future is that yes, it is evaluated to be valued around 7 trillion USD in 2050. 7 trillion USD. And then 65% of children today is expected to work in a still non-existing job field in the near future. Maybe these two reasons alone are sufficient for us to maybe just little bit hear about connected and autonomous vehicle, because maybe it will not be here in reality, maybe in 5 years, but it will disrupt a lot of sectors. So that's why I am here, and I am hoping for this session later on after this presentation to be a dialogue rather than a monologue. So what is the relationship between fourth industrial revolution and connected and autonomous vehicle is that, well, in the future, there's a lot of research. I believe most of you here are what they call researchers and undergraduate and postgraduates, or maybe lecturers. So but what does this what is the relationship is that in the future everything will be automated, even the coffee machine behind us. So this left us also in the mobility sector with a lot of automation. Even in our cars nowadays, they have like a lot of like emergency, maybe lane keeping, autonomous emergency braking, but not yet in my car. I'm just using like normal car. It's just like higher end. It's a joke there. Okay. Okay. So why me? Well, it's quite narcissist to put my photo in the middle, but just to give a background, the biography that Dr. Hadi read just now is quite old, but I've been working in the autonomous vehicle earlier with Dr. Hadi and some other guys in Malaysia since 2014, and then I've been working in autonomous vehicle, I think, in 4 different countries with different teams. So I think a little bit I understand how does the system and the field go. So maybe it will be beneficial for our youngsters and also like postgrads in Malaysia to understand this. I'm hoping that this will be beneficial. So this presentation itself will be I will take you from a timeline from 2014, somewhere around 2014 until now, to let you know what is the process that involved of that is related to my career. Why? Because to let you understand that I also started from the same position as you if you are a postgrad student in Malaysia. So to show that, well, this is not impossible at all, something like that. So from fourth quarter of 2014 until second quarter of 2015, that's like my first PhD phase, because everybody needs to start somewhere. Previously, I was in the some company working, but my background, undergraduate background, is like control system in the aircraft. So what did I do during that time? I just read, and just reading and reading and trying to comprehend the big picture, just trying to get some idea and laying up a foundation that even at one stage that people ask, dia betul Umar tak ada progress pun. So basically that's like what happened. Even Dr. Hadi knew about this, and then in the third quartile of 2015 until maybe first half of 2016. There is some progress. I got my first publication. And then what I'm trying to highlight here is that if you are a postgraduate student, especially, it is important, very important for you to have a good advisor to train you and like guide you and coach you, because a good advisor is not like just pushing you to get like a publication or whatever, but a good advisor will train you on something and coach you to have an insight on your field. And he trusts you, and this is what happened. Me and Dr. Hadi had, I guess, same supervisor also, Dr. Harry. So good guy, and he basically coached us on how to view the field as a whole, you know. And then, and in 2016, the third quarter, until end of 2016, I got some epiphany of that autonomous vehicle is not just a research. It is the future. It is the thing. You know, like this is something that will change the world. How? So basically, I went to Japan for several months. We were in Malaysia Japan Institute of Technology. So basically, we had some collaboration with the laboratory. So I went to this Smart Mobility Research Center, quite big laboratory in the area of vehicle dynamic and ADAS. But then there I get an epiphany, sudden revelation, like, you know, like intense revelation that, okay, actually autonomous vehicle is not sufficient if we just do it in academia. We also need to have collaboration with industry. So several publications were written in during this period, and then I realized the importance of collaboration. So basically, if you or maybe you are thinking to have some attachment, maybe just for a while with quite other laboratories, just go for it, because it will open your mind, even it is like for a short period, you know. And then one of the things is that R&D is about collaboration. And so do connected autonomous vehicle. One of the things that left quite a quite a deep mark in my heart is that when I am leaving Japan during that time, my supervisor told me that, okay, see you at the next conference, which means that that it is not a farewell. You know, when I was leaving Japan, it is like a start, because that means that I will see him again in the same conference again and again. So yeah, basically we met every year basically since then. 2016, 2017, 2018, I didn't go to conference because I was flying here. 2019, and supposedly we were also meeting again this year, but Corona, but we met virtually. So basically, you need to make sure that it is all about collaboration, and then chase quality and impact will come. You don't have to, like, we don't have to think about, you know, chasing other than quality in our research. Okay, and then first half of 2017, I started to implement some hardware result. Not started, actually, we produced some result. And please remember that autonomous vehicle, if you are doing research in autonomous vehicle and maybe robotics, is a long journey, not like what they call it short journey, you know. So it's a marathon. So please take it easy. Don't push yourself too hard. And please always remember that it is a teamwork. This is some of the video that we did with what they call ADAS project. Maybe I can show you. Yeah. So yeah. Okay, so basically it's a quite short video, but what I'm trying to highlight here is that the first one is this result seems simple, but again, I've been working in different countries. But basically, it's not really simple. It's quite good, basically. And we must know that Malaysia has the ability. So, and the second thing is that it is all about teamwork. So while you are doing PhD or maybe like working in a team, if you have some what they call some strength, play your role promptly, contribute. If you have like ability in software or hardware, contribute. If you have ability to write, contribute. Then all of you will benefit from it. And then by second half of 2017, we made some history by building the first Malaysian autonomous vehicle prototype. It's a collaboration between Malaysia and Singapore, and you can see that I and along my colleagues there were one of the founding member of the Malaysian side. And what I'm trying to highlight here, you can Google the name of the company, but what I'm trying to highlight here is that whenever an opportunity arises, even though it is quite hard, just grab it, and while experience is rather important than financial gain in the younger age. So we have been doing this again quite early, since 2017, doing SAE level 4 staff development. And here we are in Malaysia. We were demonstrating first Malaysian autonomous vehicle prototype in 2018. Well, here is like Dr. Harry and some of my colleagues here, and well, some of them are now in Dubai and Tokyo and so on. So you can see that the field is really fast growing, that opportunity is everywhere. Okay, and then I decided that I need something more. When I was in Malaysia, I am in the front of the technology, and I need something more. So I decided to look for opportunities abroad, and I decided just to go to Finland just like that. No, there's a lot of factors, but yeah, to the north we go. And
what are the factors?
What are the main factors? I was trying to find something that will give me a comprehensive overview of the autonomous vehicle itself, and Finland offers me with ability to implement it straight away on the road. And also there is like this merge of automation, computer science, and automotive experience that I will be getting. And well, of course, work-life balance and so on. So one of the highlights during this earlier phase is that we went to the Arctic Circle for European Union funded project. When we went to the Arctic Circle for some harsh weather environment. And well, as you can see here, we collectively spent some, I guess, almost 2 months time there. This is in the morning, something like that, and then right in the afternoon or like in the evening, there is like snowstorm, something like that. So yeah, this is the video when we were trying to validate our system.
What's the temperature there during the time?
Minus 28 was the lowest during that time.
So you are in there?
That is a safety driver, but I was responsible also for part of the software that drove the vehicle. So as you can see also on the right side, we were also publishing a book report about this project, a very extensive project. We collaborated with a lot of like entities, big entities and research entities. It's quite good project because weather remains a big problem in autonomous vehicle, and we managed to show that even, well, as you can see, nothing here, no road lane marking or whatever, we managed to still make the autonomous vehicle work. Then some more growth in 2020, the first quarter. We managed to basically won a lot of awards, some self-driving challenge in Dubai. I was part of the winning team, and also I was also part of the winning team of the Finnish Engineering Award. And we compete with what they call ABB. I don't remember what else was the company, but basically we won the first place, and here I am. This is part of the winning team, and this is quite a big achievement in the Finnish engineering. And then some more growth in the 2020. Alhamdulillah, segala puji kepada Yang Maha Esa. What I was trying to highlight from 2014 until 2020, that everything is possible if you give like some time and effort, and basically do not let opportunity flew away. So nowadays, Alhamdulillah, I am frequently invited to like industrial and also technical as event as key speaker alongside these big companies. So I think this is something that I can show to motivate the students, especially because this is not impossible, you know. So basically, I was invited to IEEE IV workshop in 2020, and along Tencent, I was the same invited speaker in the same event, so it's quite good. And then I am also contributing to the SAE standardization by recently I was selected as the what they call secretary of the new SAE CADS committee. I will tell you how this can be done, how you can participate in the question and answer. So overall, this is like some numbers from my profile now. I have like 16 plus publication as lead author in the connected and autonomous vehicle field. And then 5 co-edited books and editorial, special issue in autonomous vehicle area, with experts from different countries, such as like Volvo, Aptiv, from Sweden, and so on. And then I am also I was and am also advising several undergraduate and postgraduate theses in the SET field. So here in Finland, what is good is that the collaboration between industry and academia is really strong. And then nowadays, I have been involved in more than 30 connected and autonomous vehicle projects, and some of them I led, some of them I was the developer and engineer, and so on. So opportunity is limitless. Do not stop trying. So why this is important? Why this is important at 3 p.m. in Malaysian time for you to listen? Well, because most of you are like postgraduate and undergraduate, or maybe even lecturers. And I want to highlight that this field is quickly evolving, and it will come to disrupt our life. So it is important for us to know and participate. If not, we will be the end user instead of the producer. So we need to be part of the producing part. And then apart from that, I want to highlight also that I started the journey exactly in the same country as you are in now, well, in Malaysia. So nothing is impossible. And Malaysia also has a good expert, actually. And then connected and autonomous vehicle is not only about algorithm. it also covers like connectivity, wireless, and vision, and what else? Maybe even law. So if you Google nowadays, there's like a lot of discussion of if the autonomous vehicle involved in an accident, who will be put into blame. So all of this discussion, I think, is a good topic for us to start to study, not only in CAV, but also in robotics. And you are the future of Malaysia. This is for the students. So this is our responsibility to bring this technology to Malaysia and not on the elder generation. So yeah, some motivation quote by end of my presentation is that it is a bumpy road. It is not easy at all. Even sometimes it might be stressful road because but remember that we are at the forefront of the technology. We are changing the industry, the world, by disrupting how people move from point A to point B. But it will worth all the challenges. Opportunity is also wide. Do not limit your opportunity only in Malaysia. Look for opportunity abroad also. Get some experience and maybe one day contribute to our country. Then big thanks for the ears and listening, and good luck for your future. Maybe we have some dialogue now, question and answer. I will close my presentation maybe.
It's okay, just leave it the last slide.
Okay, wait, I will share again.
Okay. So any questions? Okay, maybe the presentation is much is simpler summarize of what is the journey. That's what the title is about. The slide, Umar.
Oh yeah, the slide. Okay.
All right. So I open up to questions. You can write or you can ask any questions. Okay. Anyone? Okay. We got one question here. Panjana Jamil, what are the biggest challenge in your journey to reach at this level? Maybe you can highlight you mentioned your age. Someone about 30, early 30.
Yeah, my age.
Motivations.
Okay, what are the biggest challenge basically?
Yeah, that's the question.
Okay, so basically the biggest challenge is that, well, every day is challenge, but the biggest challenge is because it is not sufficient for you only to know one thing in order to work in this field. Not only connected and autonomous vehicle, but also like whatever emerging technologies that you are working out there. For example, if you are working in robotics, for example, if you know just the mathematics, it is not sufficient. You need to also know the tools. For example, you need to know like C++ or MATLAB. During my earlier phase of the PhD, I was having some issue with the tools. Dr. Hadi knows about this. Yeah. And then I spent some time putting effort to learn the tools, because theory is not the problem, but for me, what they call tools are the problem. So you need to have ample understanding of a lot of things. Just until now, also I face a lot of challenge. For example, because when we are doing software development, well, production scale, not just proof of concept, you need to know also on the software development life cycle, like all of the computer science stuff, even though you are focusing on like planning and control. So all of this mix is shows that it is a new field, and you need to know a lot of things, and you learn new things every day. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So there's one student from Ayman Hasni. The question: as a final year student, so how can I pursue in AI industry as my career path? Where should I start after finishing my study? Is it there's opportunities in autonomous vehicle for this area? Maybe in Finland itself.
Okay. So basically, the most important thing that, because I have seen and I have even interviewed a lot of like candidates and also seen a lot of people career, usually the most important thing in the earlier phase of your AI career journey is that to try to, well, what they call it, form yourself as an engineer, a doer, you know, a developer first. So have some like projects in your profile. So doesn't matter the company, you need to find a company or a place that will allow you to create a real results. So you don't have to think too much, but maybe if you are focusing on vision, for example, try to get a place that you can basically work on what is the state-of-the-art tools there, for example, and this will bring you to the next opportunity, not only in Malaysia, maybe abroad also. So you need to have something that you can show, okay, I've done this, I've done this, I've done this. Because when I was in 2007, 18 something, it's easy for me to get like opportunity also, because I have something that I've completed in my portfolio. Yes.
Okay, so we have next question. Rahman, I think he's from UTM. What do you think about the autonomous vehicle industry future in Malaysia? Is it coming? Is it long way to go?
It is progressing. It is progressing. Okay, what I can see is that despite of the whatever situation that the country is facing, but we have talents, and I have colleagues in UMP, UTM, and also UKM. Well, but basically a lot of universities also. But basically, it is progressing well, and even some of my ex teammates and also Dr. Hadi's teammates are still working in a company in Cyberjaya, and it is there, but maybe it needs a little bit of support from maybe government or something. But basically, it is progressing, I guess, quite good, and it is arriving. Well, it is there already, but I guess it is growing. But of course, it is a bumpy road.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I saw some familiar faces. Zulfaka is here, our colleagues. And okay, we have one question here from Nurul Azman from UPM. So in your view, where is the CAV's position on the technology life cycle? What is its current state, and how long the technology will take to mature?
Okay, so basically, if you are talking about like this technology life cycle, autonomous vehicle has a lot of compartment inside, right? But basically, some of them has been like productized already. Like, for example, maybe ADAS ability of autonomous emergency braking. It has been long productized, but autonomous vehicle as a whole is still in the you can put it in this way, crossing the chasm. It is trying to cross the chasm into the early majority. Correct me if I'm wrong, but so what is needed here is that, but it is ongoing progress, and recently, for example, a lot of like electric vehicles have been listed. Just yesterday, I think Kanu, a big company, has been listed into some index stock exchange board, and then Zook also in USA seen a lot of progress. Yeah, I cannot give quite a lot of names because, well, but you can Google it yourself.
Okay, any more questions? So I want to ask a question on, because some of the students here are from computer science, okay, and we have computer vision is one of our major, okay, and instead of all the AI algorithms. So based on your experience, do you see this technology as integrated into a complete CAV, or it is an additional module? Or maybe what's your opinion on how these two can integrate better in the future?
Yeah. Yeah, when we are talking about autonomous vehicle, for example, the SAE level 4, well, the vehicle should be able to be operating in the absence of human driver. This means that the human vision, human actuation, which is the hand and the feet, and then what they call it, human cognition, the brain, should be replaced by computer vision, and then by the control, and also the planning, and also the detection, you know. So computer vision has a very big role in replacing human absent in the context of vision. So yes, you don't have to work in the total full stack module of autonomous vehicle. You can just focus on, for example, solving the issue of computer vision, how this can improve, for example, vision of the vehicle in the context of Malaysia. Yeah, I give some key, note, what they call it, hint there. Yeah.
So any more questions from the participants? Yeah, Siti Fatimah.
Assalamualaikum.
Okay, salam.
Yeah, salam.
I'm Fatimah from Multimedia University.
Yeah.
So we have projects and we have been working with SAE level 1 and 2 so far in terms of assisting drivers. Okay, so our challenge is moving from proof of concept, okay, and then those are done by lab scale, simulation based studies, and then our challenge is on how to move forward from lab scale simulation studies to real field tests. That's our main challenge now. So any advice on that?
Okay. I will try to comment in general, but so basically, again, autonomous vehicle is like a collaborative works. For example, I've been working in a lot of teams, and every team has their special, core expertise. For example, control, or maybe like automation. So basically, for example, if you are good in like, for example, theory and simulation, it is good if my suggestion is that to collaborate with other teams that have what they call it, ability to automation, for example, mechatronics, for example, and then work together. So basically, it's always about collaboration. For example, Dr. Hadi's lab is about vision, right?
Yeah.
You don't have, for me, you don't have to go into working on control if you are not like really interested in that, but just instead work to do some collaboration with other laboratories who are working on control. I guess Isaac's lab in Kuantan, for example, something like that.
Isaac
So
just
collaboration
joined.
is the key.
Isaac just joined this session.
Oh, speak of the devil. Yeah, okay.
Okay, that answer the question? The question?
One more question is on the standard that Malaysia implement in terms of connectivity. So far, there's no actual standard, right?
I cannot comment much on that.
Because we have gone through the ITS blueprints, road safety, so many reports. Okay, we even have gone through, reached out to MCMC. Okay, but so far, looking at the standards, there's no such standard like the one implemented in US, Europe.
Okay.
There's no clear cut, right? So we are
so
still
basically,
communication.
So basically, yeah, what I can comment is that autonomous vehicle is an evolving field, but it needs not only by the practitioners, but it also needs the support from the policymaker if it is going to be implemented in one country, because well, it's going to disrupt the how people use the connectivity and vehicles. So yes, a lot of standards are being developed, and yeah, it needs collaboration with the policymaker. There's no clear cut. Yes.
Okay, hope that answers the question. That's a quite sensitive question, confidential question, confidential info.
Okay. Yes.
So
Yes. Yes.
yeah. Any more question? You can just raise your hand, or you can turn on your mic. Yeah, Zulfaka, please. Please, Zulfaka, you can have. I saw some raise hand. Zul? And another one who raised hand, I don't remember who. Sorry. It's okay. You can turn on your mic and ask the question, please.
Okay, good afternoon. I just joined the session also because I was having another session. But after Dr. Siti Fazima from MMU has already asked about the communication standard, I would just like to highlight on one of the debate which was going on in US, I think sometime few months back, the debate between DSRC and also C-V2X, cellular-based V2X. So in that sense, is there any comments which will be more on a deployment stage in future, like a DSRC or a cellular-based V2X communication?
Okay. Again, I cannot like comment much on that because it's quite. I cannot comment much on that because there's like some restriction on that. Yeah. Sorry.
Personal view. What about personal view? Sensitive. Okay.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
All right, Doctor. Is there any alternatives that we can look into? Not just relying on DSRC or cellular base. What are the alternatives that we can look into? Maybe like different frequency standards that we can study on to work for these deployments or something. Maybe you can advise on that sense.
Maybe your question, I will try to assume it from the context of vehicle connectivity, right?
Yes, correct.
So basically, well, I can say on general level is that so in order for autonomous vehicle to be implemented on real road, it needs to have a really good connectivity, not only within the vehicle, but also to the environment, to the what they call another vehicle in emergency scenario, you know, like, and then this require a very good latency, for example, in the context of latency. And well, sometimes our current telecommunication is not enough. So that's why nowadays well, my profile also, if you Google, I've been working with some giant 5G provider, and also some people has even like start in the context of 6G. So that's maybe the answer that I can give.
All right, thank you for the comments on that.
Okay, thanks for the question, for the answer. Yeah.
Okay, thank you for the question. Yes.
Yeah. So Zulfaka, I saw Zulfaka want to ask question. The mic is not working before. Yes, please. Or if there is any other question, please raise your hand. So there are some questions from here. From Facebook, there are one question, but it's quite technical. Quite technical. In terms of the question is talking about the detections. Just because in the question is about driving in snowy areas, because it's hard to detect the road marking. So is there a way to connect with no, sorry, that's the So how are you going to perform the autonomous driving in snowy? What are your maybe in general? What are your main perception sensors?
So our strength, my organization that I am affiliated with, the strength is that situated in the positioning. If you Google our my profile, you will find that the work has been extending from 30 years ago, and the founders of the company is like one of the earliest, no, even the earliest Northern Europe mobile robotics laboratory. So the key is in the positioning, and we use the fusion of several sensors, and not, for example, LiDAR, and then so on. But we are not only relying on camera vision because, as you can see in the snowy storm, or even in our weather in Malaysia, if it is rainy, you cannot see any landmark. So this kind of thing is the answer. And I noticed one good question here, Dr. Hadi. Allow me to answer this. Leong Ziying about conference or society. Yeah, one of the key, key answers why I got a lot of opportunity and networks is because since 2016, I not religiously, but continuously joined a big conference in automotive. So that's where I met people. Even this year, I joined online. So, for example, IEEE, ITS, IEEE, or what else? AVEC, and AVEC, IVSD. Those things, the thing that you need to join and basically get in touch with the other big names, and you will be surprised that they are really helpful sometimes, because I've been editing a lot of works also with quite big researchers. So, but in the context of autonomous vehicle, please join SAE, because you will find a lot of opportunity there.
Okay. So I saw Isaac raise hand. Isaac from UMP, please.
Okay, Dr. Umar, thank you for the presentation. I would like to ask about one of your opinion, maybe. In Malaysia, if we compare with Finland, right, they may have a lot of, what we call it, huge sum amount of money for R&D, maybe about the support from government. So in Malaysia, we have a problem in sustaining the talent. For example, you develop a student, you pay the student, and then when the student has a very good enough skill, for example, to develop this kind of vehicle, suddenly this very talented student is being recruited somewhere, maybe overseas or maybe go everywhere. In your opinion, how do we, maybe you have some of your opinion in order to maybe to cater this kind of problem?
Yeah, I am not maybe the best people who to talk that, but because I am the manifestation of the the case, but
yeah,
but what I can say is that this field. Okay, can you hear it?
yeah.
Okay, so we have a really good pool of talents, because I've been working in like different countries. I can say that our talents is on par with international talents, but what we are lacking is the funding. In order to sustain the talent, funding is really needed, because and also funding not only to pay the salary, but also to buy the expensive equipments and also the environment, because when you're working in this kind of field, you will be very like valuable, and people will always recruit you. So
yes,
we need to retain the talent, because even Dr. Zulfakar, who is trying to ask the question just now, is also actually part of our ex-teammates before in Kuala Lumpur. So he is in Japan now, and we have also some people in other countries. So basically, funding is the main important. I think that is what the government can try to push forward, funding.
Okay, so we can ask big money from government actually.
I cannot answer for that.
Betul, Hadi.
Thanks, Aizat, for joining. But we have other people. We give more opportunities for them to ask questions. If you have more questions, maybe more on connected, because you haven't highlight much on the connected one. So, Any more questions? In your opinion, is Malaysia ready for implementing autonomous vehicle based on the current technology level?
Autonomous vehicle itself, if you are talking about big scale implementation, even in the States is still progressing concept, because we are now at the forefront of the technology. The field itself is still new. Every day as we wake up, the field is like ongoing. So, but what we can do, my personal opinion in Malaysia is that if we start to have this kind of conversation to the students, and also not only in the technical side, but also in the economical side, what is the impact, and also in the regulation side, maybe we can all involve like JPJ or I have quite good collaboration with Myros in Dr. Zahara, but I think she was the director of Myros. So involve this kind of regulatory bodies. So this is the key. It is not only technical, but it is like policy making, financial and stuff.
Okay. So any more questions?
One question.
Okay.
Dr. Umar, when you are working in 3 different countries, do they focus much on the technology side, or they also look into the human factors? I mean, the interaction between the human and the machine itself. How's the effect of the system to the driver's behavior? Do they look into that side, or they really focus on the technology aspects? In
so
3 countries.
Maybe I can say with my recent example, because we have been working in a lot of public projects also. But what I notice is that the government is trying hard not only to focus on technical implementation, because that is coming from the companies, but the government is trying to provide the infrastructure and also educating people by organizing, for example, not organizing, allowing pilots, for example. Even if I had this experience where we were trying to showcase our prototype in not the capital area, but even the kid know robotibusi, which means that what they call autonomous vehicle. So imagine even the kid already know about this kind of thing. And to take it more generic is that in library, for example, in Finland, they have this, what is that? Augmented reality, the VR scope, those glasses. You can try it for free. So this is the role of the what they call government and regulatory bodies to educate. So they touch also about the human factors and stuff. Yes.
I think that is lacking from Malaysian side on the regulation, human touch.
Yes, and I think we need to, from our side, to always collaborate and also like give this kind of session. It will open up the mind eventually, I guess.
Okay. So, any more questions? Maybe get some motivations. Okay, it's not just on technical side. Maybe how.
Yes.
Any questions? So this one question
Hajar.
here from Hajar here. Is furthering education to masters and even PhD is necessary to advance to your level?
Yeah. So, well, the first thing is what do we want in our career path? Because if we just want to be technical, like programmer, even degree is sufficient. Even in European country, skills, programming skills are more important. But in one team, we also need like the brain, right? Which is like algorithm expert or subject matter expert. Or so in this case, if you want to be this guy, you need to have like a PhD to understand really well about the field area. So it depends on what is like your ambition. What do you prefer in your career?
So having that master and PhD will be an advantage to you to go there.
Yeah, an advantage. But again, because this kind of PhD, I have seen even in here, you don't have to pursue PhD if you don't want to pursue PhD.
Oh.
That's my personal opinion, because I have seen like a really good programmer in even in Finland, really good. I mean, like interstellar programmer, but PhD is not just his thing or her, just to make it like confusing in case he is watching.
Okay, maybe I have some question, maybe because it's almost
Okay.
4. Maybe what your motivation for those who want to go abroad? Okay, maybe Malaysia is not ready for that, so they want to get some ideas. What would be your advice? Maybe in Finland, or is there any countries that might have the technology that you can learn from? Because I think there's a lot of people in Malaysia working on autonomous vehicle nowadays, so maybe they starting from scratch might not be the best way. Maybe you have to you can have some suggestion or motivation to them.
Yeah. Well, there will be some people who needs to stay in Malaysia, like what Dr. Hadi, Dr. Aizad is doing. They are preparing for the future generation. But if you are thinking to grow as an engineer, there's a lot of countries nowadays, even in Europe or in Japan and Dubai, even that you can go to get the experience. But again, you don't have to aim for a very big company. Instead, try to aim for a company that will provide you with a lot of exposure if you are still young, because that is the key, and just remember that it will take time. Because well, you need to find the opportunity and stuff. But I've seen people from what they call, for example, different countries in the States and also in Europe, and they move between countries to get more exposure. So don't worry, we are still young. If you are thinking to get industrial exposure, just travel, and then one day we can go back to Malaysia.
Okay. So any more question? Maybe one or two more questions. Maybe last question for Umar before he left. Anyone? So just to highlight, we have 51 people inside here, including me. So I guess there's no more questions. Okay? Maybe in summary, maybe you want to wrap up. What would be your advice on to the participants? Okay, and what would be your maybe what you can see in the next 5 years? What is relevant for us to work on, especially on this area?
First of all, I would like to thank you for the attention, and basically whatever that I was presenting, it doesn't mean that I am the best. but it means that I am trying to share my point of view. But the second thing is that what they call, sorry, what is the question? Oh, motivation. Okay, so what is the summary? So I lost my train of thoughts. So basically, the second thing is that please try to remember that in just imagine in last 10 years, maybe last 20 years, in 2000, we don't know what is Apple. When we are talking about Apple, we are talking about literally Apple. But now, even when we are talking about Apple, I think people who just got born today don't know what is real Apple, something like that. So, and then also in the context of autonomous vehicle, it seems quite far, but the automation is increasing. Now, you know, Uber, for example, that's the first step. And then maybe in the next 5 years, you will know like autonomous shuttle. And then in the next 10 years, you will know like autonomous highway. This technology will come eventually, and it is happening. But it encompasses a lot of things. If you are interested in this field, just try to get much exposure. Exposure is the key here. People will talk to us if we have like something to show. So basically, try to work on your experience and skill. For example, if for postgrads, I am recommending for them to really focus on programming skills, C++, C, and then Python. I was coming in my undergraduate year from theory background, so I was having a quite big issue in my earlier PhD. But then I focus on improving my Python and C++, for example, and then that really helped me a lot. And then, yeah, don't give up, because this will help you, I guess.
Okay. Maybe the last one is if people want to contact you or get in touch, maybe you can share your LinkedIn. Is that the way on how you want to connect?
Yeah, you can just go to my LinkedIn, and yeah, that's my LinkedIn Umar Zakir. And then and then you can also contact me through, well, LinkedIn is the best way, because it's easy to talk also.
Okay. So I guess that's it. 1 hour sessions. Okay. We don't discuss in technical much. Okay, it's just introduction. Maybe if there is some request, maybe we can have a next meeting, next webinar with Dr. Umar. Okay. Thank you for having you. Okay. So thanks for all who joined this webinar. Okay, so it's a good sharing. Okay, of course we are not going into technical algorithm and so on. It's just to share some experience on the journey of him. Hopefully you gain something. Thank you very much. So for those who missed our session, you can just get back from Facebook Live. Okay, we record the sessions. Okay, so thank you, Dr. Umar. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Hadi, and everyone.
Okay, thank you very much. That's the end of our session.
Assalamualaikum.
Assalamualaikum. See ya.
Salam.